This is the Homemaker's Tag. I was tagged by Lindsay from Mama Shoes Reviews, whose channel will be linked down below. And I apologize that this has taken me way too long to get out there. But here it is. This is the Homemaker's Tag. And yes, I did dress up for the part just to be a little bit ornery. But the 1950s was one of my favorite eras, so it just had to play the part.
Okay. Have you ever had anyone say anything negative to you about staying at home or working from home?
No, I don't recall that I did or have.
What is my least favorite part about staying at home or working from home?
So since this is a homemaking and the next one is a chore question, I'm going to look at this from a mothering aspect, that I get to be around my children all day and their needs can come first. I don't have to make a decision between staying at home and possibly, having to deal with somebody and dealing with flack for not being able to pull my weight, and I can just take care of my family. So that would definitely one of my favorite parts, getting to be here. Probably the least, I don't really know. I would say that back in our other house we had 770 square feet, and a lot of times I was looking for ways to get out of that house because I just felt like the walls were closing in and noises was bouncing off the walls. Probably the least favorite is also the thing that is my favorite. I used to clean houses for clients, and I would go in and it would be dirty. I would clean it up and then I would leave, and I didn't have to see the process of it getting dirty again because it was emptied. And that is something I really like. I like just doing things and then seeing the results. And isn't parenting a little bit like this? We don't get to see the results we're making because we're constantly having to do something. But homemaking is kind of the same way. When my kids are around me all day, I don't have a clean and tidy home all of the time. That doesn't mean that we don't have chores and we don't do them, but it does get to a point where I am very stressed out because I feel like I am just cleaning up constantly, and I'm not one that can just let it go because I need to know that it won't get out of hand. And I don't think that has anything to do with stuff. I think it just has to do with we live and we do things, and those things create messes that do need to be cleaned up before we can go on to the next thing that we do.
Okay, what is your least favorite chore?
I really do not like anything that I need to get on my hands and knees to do. I also don't like greasy jobs. I really do not like grease on my hands. It is something that is very OCD, and I get very disgusted and freaked out. I would rather handle raw meat than deal with grease. So things that require me cleaning all of that up is definitely probably my least favorite chore. As well as anything that involves getting on hands and knees to do. Things like cleaning around the toilet, or even just a good kitchen scrub, because I have a bad knee and it is very difficult to do in a way that doesn't really harm it. So that's probably my least favorite. My favorite is probably vacuuming and even cleaning baseboards. Cleaning baseboards is so difficult. Oh, and windows. I need to have a streak-free window, and it's difficult to do because you're constantly cleaning it over and over again. But those would probably be my favorite chores: is the windows, the baseboards. I'm weird that way, I know. Vacuuming. I really like the lines on a carpet.
Oh boy, what time do you wake up and go to bed? I
cannot tell you, because sometimes I'll crash at 8:30 and just be done, and sometimes I can be up until 2 in the morning. And so far as time I get up, I cannot sleep in later during the weekday than 7:30. So I have to be up by 7:30. On the weekends it is a little bit later. I would like to actually be up earlier. I would like to be up by 6 o'clock, but I still have the baby that wakes up during the night, and again, my sleep patterns are just all over the place, so it's a little bit difficult to get into that routine because I truly turn off my alarm and go back to bed without realizing that I do that. So
There you go. Do you put anything on in the background while you clean, work, cook, radio, TV, podcast?
I put on YouTube, which is why sometimes I can't post comments because I'll have my hands dirty and whatnot. But I'm like, you go, girls.
Do you get dressed most days or stay in your PJs?
I don't get dressed as fancy. I literally was doing this for the video, but I get dressed. I don't stay in my PJs.
How often do you do your hair and makeup?
This haircut is so I don't have to do my hair, and I did try makeup, and quite often I would forget to wash it off, and I ended up with breakouts and just more stuff to do that I just don't have time to do. So I don't.
What is your trouble zone or area in your home that needs the most help? Oh my gosh.
Countertops, they always get cluttered with stuff. And probably my bedroom, because I end up with stacks of books that I have plans for everywhere. Or papers.
How often do you find yourself getting distracted? Have you ever heard of that poem, If You Give a Mom a Cookie?
You know, she gets distracted by all the chores she has to do. Yeah, I wrote that poem.
Do you enjoy staying at home or do you miss going to a job every day?
I actually never had a job. I got married a week after my 18th birthday, and before that I was a housekeeper or cleaner, whatever you want to call it. I babysat. I did not have a regular 9-to-5 job. I don't like shopping, so finding career clothing would be horrible for me. There's so many things I wouldn't enjoy it. I did tells me about my era. I have always thought that being a secretary would be fun. So keeping those, it's funny, it's ironic, isn't it? The secretary that answers the phone calls, that files paperwork so that everything is neat and tidy and keeps up to date with the calendars and stuff. My dream job. And you can see how well I'm doing that here.
What is your never-ending chore?
Meal making. Yes, I consider that a chore. I really don't enjoy making meals. So that would be my never-ending chore. My kids always eat.
What is your favorite way to relax or have me time?
Reading, coffee, watching YouTube.
How often does your husband or significant other chip in?
He actually does it a lot. I think that's one of the pluses of being from a large family is that in order for things to go smoothly, everybody has to chip in. So that's definitely something that worked really well. Okay, thank you, Emma. That worked really well for him, and he was able to kind of learn about that, and then he has definitely helped me. And he's also very OCD about being clean, so if I don't get things to the extent that he would like to, he, instead of nagging me to do it, he'll actually just step in and do it. So that's really nice.
If you have kids, when do you find time to do the chores?
Often when they're in bed. Honestly, it's so much easier when there's nobody making the mess to just go and do it if I'm not too tired and haven't crashed. The other time I do it is usually after about 4 before Daddy is home.
How do you balance being a homemaker and creating YouTube content?
I don't have a good balance actually right now because I have a sick kid. We're not doing a homeschool, and so I am literally batch making videos. It's actually the editing part that's a little bit difficult. So I am still trying to find my balance, to be honest.
What is your favorite room in your home and why? That would
Probably be the living room, dining room, and that is really just because that's where we all come together. That's where most of our good memories are made. But if it's a stressful day, then my favorite place in my house is my closet. That's where the chocolate is hidden.
What is your least favorite room in the house and why?
The boys' room. They cannot keep it clean, and it's just so stressful every time I walk in.
Do you feel your home reflects your personal style? Why not?
No. I really like Johanna Gaines. I think I like her style, but probably even a little bit more would be, I think it's called a rustic Americana. And if I could figure out a way to do that in like a cottage way, that would be my style. It's the rustic look, but I don't really like red, white, and blue quilts everywhere. I would want a little bit different, but quilts would definitely be a part of my thing. And honestly, for us, we mostly have thrift store. We have a thrift store decor, and it's functional. And I did try the beauty thing, and it was a lot of extra work to do. And to be honest, I don't have a room layout that I can make this work with. So no, it's not. But it is what it is, and it works.
What does your home smell like?
Essential oils. I do a lot of the plague defense. I like that, and the lemon, because I want it to kind of clean it up. And those are the only 2 essential oils that my husband can tolerate. He doesn't handle a lot of them. They really, really bug him to the point where, like, stuff like the anxiety one that cuts back anxiety actually causes more anxiety for him. So those are probably what my house mostly smells like. All of my candles are the cinnamon and the vanilla and things like that. So not so much vanilla. That one has a balance that is hard to find.
What is your strong point and weak spot when it comes to homemaking?
You know, consistency is definitely my weak point. When I get to where it needs to be, then it's easy to kind of follow along with that. I don't hold on to things very well in the sense that they are personal and meaningful to me. So it's easy to say, okay, just get rid of it. It's not helping our family right now, so just get rid of it. But that's also something that's really hard if it means something to the children. And I'm just like, why? It's just causing stress. Why do we need to keep it? And it may not seem like that's a homemaking thing, but it really is, because I need clean lines. And if things are done perfectly, then I kind of give up. So if I don't feel like I can keep on top of the house, I kind of give up and don't try until I can get to a point where I feel like I can again. Well, that's not really a good attitude to teach the children. And so we kind of have spurts where everybody is doing really good at keeping things clean, and we have times where I feel like I'm just pulling teeth to get stuff done. So that would probably be my strength and weakness in homemaking.
And that is all of the questions.
I hope this video was fun to watch. Now that I've answered my questions, I actually can go back and watch some of the rest. I did see Lindsay's, and then I didn't allow myself to watch any others until I made my own video, because I just wanted to be raw and real and not be influenced by answers that I think are really good, because I know there are some amazing ones out there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel and would like to see more, go ahead and click the subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.